Hi, good evening. From anywhere you're watching from, it's your boy Kelechuku. Okay, right now I just want to brief on one setup I got today. Let me go to my file to show the setup. It was on SAUAUD, Australian Australian good, right? That's Australian good today. That was around 12 today. That was around 12. You can see the time I downloaded the setup. So let me just show the setup. So I'll head over to my chart after that. I'll explain why I expected this on good AUD today. So right here, this is the 5 minutes time frame because right from the higher time frame, I've already see that Australian like SAUD is giving me a good uptrend in the market, right? You can just see, let me just minimize it a bit so you still see. It is just a picture, right? But you can see over here that you can see how price was just playing around there. So my actual analysis on this pair was for this price to come test on this box at least, come to the psychological levels, come right here, then to the upside, right? Well, I'll just share my screen right now so you see what happened on the pair. You see how it go. So you get to see how it go right here. Let me minimize this. Let me go past from here. So this was a trade. You can see that it even test like it even went and hit my first TP, like to show that this trade was a very nice setup that I caught that morning, and it's over 180 something pips. If I just use this measuring rule from here, just be looking, just be watching. You can see it's 100 and almost 193 pips, right? So it's a very good way to call it today. But see what happened here. See what happened to me right here because remember the screenshot. See price try going to the upside. Try going to the upside. You can see it's just a little thing for you to come and test it, but you just tested with a wick. You didn't even go down there. So you just tested a bit and boom to the upside. Boom to the upside. Boom to the upside. You can see. It went and test. I know the zones that all this thing tested, right? I just know that price continue to the upside, but you can see it first tested that TP1 and now start dropping, start dropping, start dropping. Then there is a zone right here. This is a one candle for minute retracement on the 4 hours. Let me just show you something. This is the 4 hours time frame. And I told you that I respect this 4 hours so very strong in the market. So you look at the bigger picture, the bigger perspective in the market. So to know what the market is going to do. So I've already saw it and know that I know that this pair is going to the upside. And you can see this is an uptrend already. It's an uptrend. You can see, let me use my rule right here. This is where I actually kept it, right? You can see that this is an uptrend. You can see, you can see. So it was this one kind of forming a retracement. Let me make it broader so you get to see it so very clearly, right? So you get to see it so very clearly. I don't want to make this video much lengthy. I just want to make it snappy, right? So you can get to understand it more clearly than I think. So I'll break it down to the layman understanding. You can see how as this player has already gotten here. So this is the most recent low right there, right? So where I entered, where I was anticipating is for this candle to come and test because this is a higher time frame. It's just the one candle, right? If I just move over to, let me see, I move over to the 1 hour time frame. You can see I actually expected to buy from here. You can see what the price did. You can see what the price did and get to my TP1 and now drop. Try going to test this psychological level, but it went to test this zone. That one candle for retracement at the 4 hours, right? You can see what it did. Just tested it a bit. You can see it tested way beyond this just to go test these psychological levels of 5, 130. These are psychological levels. I still observe it so clearly. Psychological levels are more like where the zones are, like where the big market makers place their support and resistance zone to decide if they are to sell or buy. So at this point, this market came at this zone, at this 5, 1, 3, 0. You can see it full clear right here. Just went and test over there a bit. You can see how it started melting, started melting, started melting, started melting, boom to the upside. This candle first closed. Another one opened and tried going to the downside. You can see what it did, and then boom to the upside. You can see, and it's very massive. This is a very being on this trade, or just imagine just these a lot, right? These a lot, these a lot. So mine actually played out, but the only thing is that it didn't trigger me in. Like it didn't test. It didn't get to my entry zone. Well, a very little thing, a very little peeps that I missed it. You can see is this cans that tried dropping. Is this candle that tried dropping, but it didn't even get there. You can see it didn't even get to where I anticipated to buy from. All the thing you see is this candle closed. It took out this candle also. Took out this candle closed with a doji. This is a doji candle. You can see it's a doji candle, and this is the most recent high right here. That's why I even placed it there. TP1, and you can see it just tested there, hit the TP, and close with a doji candle. You can see it just melted in, melt back, drop, and start. You can see. So in this type of market, just first identify your high. Identify what the market is doing. Identify if the market is an uptrend or not trend, right? Once you identify it from the higher perspective, from the higher time frames, you now start going to the lower time frame to identify your zones. So those zones, I even caught this trend right from the 5 minutes because I've already seen and know that I know this is what the market is going to do. But how am I going to where am I going to see the opportunity to enter? Because right on the higher time frame, if you get to enter there, anything you can't just enter from you can't just analyze from the weekly time frame and say let you enter a trade right there. You have to do your top down analysis down to the lower time frame to execute your trade right. So that's what happened. And you can see my played out, but it didn't actually trigger me in. Let me just go to the 5 minutes so you see what I'm saying. So I've showed you before. So this is it. This is it. Just a little peeps, just a little peeps, just a little peeps. You can see. Is this particular candle that is like a hammer candlestick? Is the one that try going to my entry zone. Or you see it didn't trigger. It didn't trigger. Just a little pips away from my entry zone. And see all it did. Okay. That's that. So I'll still keep updates. I'll still keep updates coming. There are things I still want to upload, so I'll get to be clarifying a few things about how the financial market is going, how my trade is. So these are my trade documentaries. So just get to follow more data coming up. More data coming up. So just like and subscribe and share also so it will get to the wider audience on YouTube. Do have a great day.